Hello, my name is Brian, this is Football Manager 22, and we're back in Malia. Our club vision screen has our job security as untouchable, but I would personally rate our performance a bit lower than that. We are meeting our club culture goals of playing possession and high-tempo pressing soccer, and allegedly we're working within payroll budget. We probably are. The first half of the year we were under it by a considerable amount, and while we are over the payroll budget now, it was kind of a late in the season thing. We were under it at the end of the transfer window, and then various fees and such came in, and contract escalators kicked in that sent us over the edge. But overall, it seems we did well enough. We've reached the first round knockouts of the Europa League, but didn't make it any further. We reached the quarterfinals of the Copa del Rey. No, we reached the semifinals, but fell apart there as well. 2-2 draws on the road in both of them, to 0-1 home losses in both of them. And while the board might be delighted we're mid-tabling in La Liga, it's a step backwards from last year. So someone with actual, memory, not happy. A+ performance, undeserved. And let's show you how. So we are currently sitting in 7th place. Valencia did win the Copa del Rey. Yes, it was Valencia. And that means they have a European spot locked up themselves, which means there is a 7th spot available for continental football. We are on 59 points after 37 games, and Bilbao is on 59 points after 37 games. We are actually dead even in goal differential, but that is the second tiebreaker, I believe. The first tiebreaker is head-to-head, and we went win-draw against Bilbao. So we have the tiebreaker against Bilbao no matter what the goal differential goes today. So a win and we're in. A draw and Bilbao draw or loss we're in. A loss and a Bilbao loss we're in. So there'll be a bit of a sweat. So how did we get here? You see the bounce back and the steady climb, and then we hit 7th and we just shifted into neutral. I can show you why, in multiple ways, why it happened. It's still very frustrating. So our last video was this loss to Porto. And then, as you can see, it has been a sea of draws. We drew Cadiz 0-0 at home. We drew Villarreal 1-1 at home. We drew Sevilla 1-1 at home. Those are okay teams, but we find a breakthrough. We drew Bilbao on the road 1-1. We killed Rayo Vallecano. Huzzah. But then we drew Gijón at home, and they are a mediocre side. And then we drew Osasuna at home. And again, Osasuna's better, though they've probably fallen back to like 12th. Okay, they're still in 10th, but and in these, I don't even think we won the XG battle. We got, Gijón and Osasuna controlled the ball against us at home. It was baffling and frustrating. And of course, we got taken apart by Barcelona on the road. I tried to play a different variant of a 4-4-2, just a 4-1-3-2 with one of the center mids recessed defensive mid to try and just play long balls up to Emmanuel Jajaj and have him, tap him over to Santos, or tap him up or fire long balls to Santos and have his speed to break the top line. Nope. Nobody performed well, and Youssef got himself sent off on a straight red card in the 75th minute, which means the 82nd minute, which means he isn't even available in the season closer. It is against Alaves on the road. They're in 12th place and have nothing to play for. Bilbao's final game is a home game, but against Valencia. Valencia does have something to play for. With the right combination of results, Valencia can get themselves... Well, Valencia already has a Europa League spot locked up, and there's only 3 Champions League spots. So I think they're basically stuck. Well, not stuck, but they've already achieved peak performance. But hopefully they'll still try. They're a good team. Bilbao does have the home pitch advantage in that, I guess. So let me find, if I can find it. Yes. So here's the difference. We're on 59 points. If we can win this last one, we'll be on 62 and 7th place. Last year we were on 66 in 5th place. So in terms of points, it's a bit of a step back, 4 points, but it's not, the world's biggest step back. We were on 59 2 years ago, so that's where we're at now. So if we put up any points, it'll be better than 2 years ago. But step back from last year. But here's the real kicker. Goals for, 43, goals against 33. So 10 goal differential. Last year, we scored 71 goals. What happened to like 30 goals? Now, we're about 10 goals better in against. So that's pretty good. Our defense is actually much better this year, and our defense was pretty solid last year. Our defense has been great this year. In terms of goals against, we are 4th. But goals for, below average. So yeah, still trying to pick that apart. Obviously, we lost Isahaku Abdul Fatawu before the start of the year. He was our left winger. And maybe he played a bigger role than we thought. Traore hasn't been quite the replacement, but he's been fine, and Musa Michael's been better than he has the last 2 years. Jajaj has underperformed. He's scored. He's such a frustrating player. He leads the team, I think, in playing time. No, not playing time. Selection info. He leads the team in average rating, and has 18 goals over everything, in League 12. But I feel like at least 5 of those are penalties. So he's only got like 7 goals from live play, and it's just underperforming as XG even then, which isn't amazing. 6 penalties. So half his goals are from penalties, I think. Maybe he's taken 6 and made 4. Either way, but hey, he's still 22. He got a lot of up arrows. He's a talented player. But man, if someone came in and triggered his release clause, I wouldn't cry. Because, well, we'd get a lot of money, but which would help overhaul the rest of the team. And he's just, again, a frustrating player. He's not what I would usually go for. I don't know how to work around him exactly to get the most out of him. But, so yeah, that's what we're at. Big game. If we win, we get to go to play European soccer next year. It's only the Conference League, and I think it's actually a playoff and not immediately to the group stage. But that's better than nothing. I don't want Boyamo in there. I am going to play Traore on the left side. Matsima, yeah. That's our better defensive pairing. Riyadh. Do I want to get Sow in there? No, he just hasn't been productive. I think we're better off playing Riyadh into the defensive midfield. Calio, Jajaj, Traore. Okay, I think this is our best. This is our best look. Calio is just coming back from a minor injury. Hopefully it won't impede him too much. Anytime you turn over the team, you're going to have issues, but we didn't turn over the team. We just brought in, 3 players. Now, again, since Alves is in a heater, 5 straight wins. 4-4-2, though, we can exploit that. None of them spoke Spanish when they came here, though at least 2 of them learned it pretty quickly. So that can certainly, bind up their ability to link with the other players. Maybe some of it is Mortalisao, who, by star rating, again, is very good, solid, and he's young and continuing to develop. He continues to post good training ratings and keeps getting better. But yellow card that man. But he's not as pacey as I'd like. We're playing him at Metzala and not center mid attack because I don't trust him to get up into the box with the pace that we like. Like we could see Daniels there making a little bit of a run that he called off when we instead just had to kick him out. There he goes. going wide edge for Traore. Nothing comes of it. But his rating hasn't been amazing. But, on the other hand, you have to give these guys playing time to develop them. And so that might just be the price of doing business, of future wins. Wish some of the defenders other than Sammy had gotten there faster. That was a bit dangerous. Come on, you can't let him keep tripping our players. Yellow card. Next time we go over to that screen, we will have to, we don't have to do anything, but we need to flip it over the far right panel to live results so we can keep an eye on Bilbao. Again, not that I want to try and rely on, Bilbao loses, so we just go through. JJ tries a cheeky chip from distance, but that was never working. Latest scores, there we are. Bilbao and Valencia are all square. Hamidi has picked up a yellow card. Sissignon on the throw-in. Back to Gaibua. Over to Sissignon. Chips it for JJ. Header goes absolutely nowhere. I mean, actually going nowhere better, because then maybe he could have controlled it. Instead, it just kind of drifted to the keeper. No one was there. It's not exactly pressure, but they are just right on our guys there, and they aren't able to do anything with the ball. Eventually it's played back to the keeper, plays it long, and they're back on offense. Ramazani just kind of running through our team, luckily, eventually feels the pressure close in and just launches it. Sammy did a good job closing him down. Certainly looks like a goal with the way the netting moves, but I've certainly had about 4 of those not go my way this year, so, let's give the boys an encouraging shout. Hope the morale improves. Not happy with, after the first 5 to 8 minutes, how possession's gone in the last 8 minutes or so. Alves has really kind of gotten the pressure on us. Bob can get it with the save. And Callio has picked up an injury. Great. Alright, well, it is Santos. Hopefully that young man can make a play for us. Down in the U19 team, Theo Jim has done very well for the U19 team. They are going to win their Juvenil Grupo 4, or whatever group they are in. 0.08 XG. There's powering in on us. Just not have a recipe to, what can we do to relieve this pressure? What can we do? Let's start off working into the box. That's, I don't know. Do I want to be ambivalent about forcing him outside? Definitely don't want to force him inside. Sammy with a throw in here. Jim is also... Daniels just catches the defender's foot and it pops up the goalkeeper. Feels like if he'd been able to get that off, then I don't know, something could have happened. Some good passing from them. Sessignon is dispossessed, but luckily they can't do anything with it. I would have thought about getting Jim some time up with the top club. We've been a little short at center mids. But I actually can't. His salary is too low. He's only making like $90K a year, so I'm going to need to get him a raise up to about $190K over the summer so I can play him with a top team if I want. Again, his current ability is up to about 2.5 stars. He's got, I believe, 4 full stars in potential ability and an elusive 5th. Good tip over the net by Babangida. Their defender, their attacker was offsides. And that elusive potential 5th star of potential ability. Let's play for Santos. I like it. Can he square the keeper? Come on. There we go. Jeffrey Santos squares it for Bertrand Traore, and we will take a 1-0 lead here in the 43rd minute. Okay, that makes me feel better for now. But that means the pressure will keep coming. Sessignon does a good job leading out Santos. Santos' pace man doesn't let him get there. And, poor decision by the keeper to just try and... should have tried to cut off the low squaring instead of making a dive for the ball on the shot. Daniels to Gaibua, back to Daniels, plays it out to Riyad, who's playing it out to Sammy, to Traore. Back to Riyad, switching field to Sessignon, into Santos. On frame, but saved by Bonacia, something like that. And we'll take the corner here. Sessignon, in swinger. Matsima's header just over the net, and that will run us into halftime. Babangida with a stellar performance, a 7.3 right now, as he has turned 1.2 XG from Alaves into no goals. We have converted on our one good attempt. Good play from Sessignon, Santos, and Traore. Tell him to keep it up. Never mind. I was going to go individual Kawio, but we took Kawio off, so I don't need to talk to him individually to try and switch his yellow to green. Santos is green. So, hey, there we are. And De La Fuente will play back to Ronzo, up to Pablo, up to Levis, maybe? Pablo playing it long, but our guys do a good job, and their header falls to us. Bilbao is now losing to Valencia, so double bonus for us. Hamidi will reinitiate here in the 50th minute. Bit of a pass back from our defenders. I don't mind that in the slices. Sessignon goes all the way back to Babangida. Not sure I love that, but it was open. Babangida bombs it long. I don't think Babangida has particularly good long distribution, so it's kind of irritating every time we see that. If we could get it to JJ reliably, given his size, his strength, his heading, I wouldn't mind, but it doesn't seem to fall there usually. Traore, a looping cross back out of the box. Gaibo does get on the end of it, runs the end line, plays it back to Sessignon, who is open, but then closed eventually. Sessignon making a bit of a run, turns, pivots, finds Daniels. Unfortunately, lots of bodies in the box right now. It'd be hard to find something there. Sessignon, nice throw into Santos. Bit uncovered in a strange manner. Santos turns, fires, and Traore gets a head on it, but just over the top. So I don't know if I have any players incoming. I still have, one or two players from African sides who are I've speculated on who will be coming in sometime. Good job by Sam to cut it in. Out to Daniels, up to Traore, making a run. Plays up to Gaibua, finds Santos with pace. Jeffrey Santos. His finishing is better than that. Come on. And then the ball falls to him after the save, or at least close to him, and just doesn't do anything productive with it. And Ramazani is apparently offsides, and so we will nullify that action. Sammy thrown to Traore, up to Riyad. Interesting play for Shadi Riyad. I'm not sure he's that comfortable up there. Good header by JJ, as we've mentioned. That's strong suit of his, unfortunately, right to the keeper. Outswinger here. Jason will be taking it. Well marked up. Riyad heads it clear. We do have 3 center backs and a big, strong striker on the pitch right now, so We should win a lot of those. We are dispossessed. Ball falls to Traore, though. Puts it into Gaibua, who... terrible touch. Just stone foots it. Felt like there was a world of opportunity. Oh, thank goodness, Babangida. Felt like there was a world of opportunity for Gaibua there. Just a lot of passing options, and I don't know, maybe he was looking ahead to those passing options, and that's why he so poorly handled it. Sammy does a good job at intercepting now. He is on like 2.5 gold stars now at left back. I was certainly hoping it would get higher, but yeah, he's done a good job developing at the position. He's definitely a solid left back now. Oof, well, it's a second time. This time we get to even get to see the goal line technology, but it's not like it zooms in and pans where you go, oh, well, clearly that didn't go in. You're just kind of left going, well, I assume they're showing me the right thing, because it'd be silly if they didn't. Daniels back to Sammy, up to Traore. He's going to play it into Daniels, and Sammy making a bit of a run. Does a good job. I was worried about him with dispossessed. Daniels laid it forward to JJ. Off the woodwork. Santos sneaks it in on a bad tap out from the keeper and just taps it back to the keeper. Sessignon to Santos, but just loses possession. Ick. And that's one of those moments you hate, where you just your guy makes the dispossession and goes straight forward. Valencia is still up 1-0 on Bilbao. We're still up 1-0 on Alaves here, 65th minute. They just picked up like 3 yellow cards in the span of 2 minutes. That doesn't hurt. Probably. Hamadi will get on the end of the ball and plays it over to Matsima. Have a bit of a pass about and back-to-back Mungita. None of our guys were really back defensively. I think they're being a bit lackluster getting back. It's a little better now, but they were a little too high on the pitch. Ball goes to Daniels, has opportunity, has a lane. Unfortunately, he just airmails it. All right. JJ is gassing down. He has been playing a lot recently. Let's move Santos up top and bring in Charles Abbey. Get fresh legs there. And let's keep an eye on everyone else for the moment. Sessignon, right-footed take. Unfortunately, we just took off one of our better headers, obviously, and counterattack is on. Good job by... I can't get a number on whoever it was. Pablo will take the outswinger. And Babangida gets on the end of it. Was a little concerning. Matsima plays it up to Gaibua, back to Riyadh. Hamidi plays it long to no one, by which I mean Jason on their team. Riyadh does jump in and intercepts. Santos will play back to Abbey. And we can start our run out here. Sessignon getting the edge, plays it into Charles Abbey. And plays it forward for Daniels. Has a step. Good save by Bonasi. Sessignon will take this one. Find Matsima. Or Charles Abbey, I guess. Short post. Matsima to Hamidi. Oh. You will not see many uglier goals. But it's in the net. And the refs ain't taking it from us. What a cluster. Matsima does get on the end of it. Taps it to Hamidi. Ball bounces between defender and goalie. And Gaibua kicks it into the mess, and it finds a crevice. I want to take Hamidi off. The possibility of a yellow card scares me to no end. So we're gonna bring in Mortala Sao. Not for him, though he'd be okay there. We're gonna move him in and switch Gaibua back to the defensive midfielder, and then we will continue to run the clock. Hold our last sub and use it in a more conventional 87th minute, I guess I should make a sub now, as opposed to the more typical times where I'll just make wholesale changes to in around the 70th minute to one, make sure my players get ratings. You want your players to play for about 15 minutes if you want them to get a rating and to actually improve. And since we're so often a team of young players, nice ball played towards Santos. He gets on the end of it and just lashes it right at Bonacy. So it's often good to get a player like Sao at least 15 minutes, and so we did do that for him. So he'll get a rating and he'll be able to. Ooh, Gaibua loved the long attempt. Was on frame and everything. Bonacy, good save, but Cessignon will reinitiate out of the corner. Going long that time, interesting. Wonder if that was intentional or ball just floated on him. It's usually directed to play it to the near post. Cessignon, Matsima, Daniels, Gaibua, Sao. Yeah, pump those arms more, Talasau. That's a fine goal, young man, and that'll take some of the nerve off. I mean, 2-0 is feeling pretty good already, but yeah. So this is not the team I got to see for the last 7 games, where we'd score 1 goal at most, and oftentimes it was a fluky nonsense thing that didn't do anything. None of these guys really need game time to develop, so let's move Anu in. Oh, I can't make any more subs. Right, we made the early sub, taking Kawi off due to injury, so I guess this is who we've got. Sorry, my bad. De La Fuente plays it out to Ramazani. I'm doing my best to scout young players, both at the Big 5 nation level, where they'll be expensive, as well as players who are coming up through Africa. Trying to find that next star. De La Fuente gets an angle and slides it past Babangida. De La Fuente, 22 goals in the year. Well done for him. Just kind of racing past Riyadh there. Little tired legs. Bonacy will reinitiate the attack, but it comes back right towards him with Santos' foot. Way too early on a chip. Alright, Valencia's still up 1-0, so even if things get hairy here, things would need to get hairy in Bilbao as well as here to upend us. Santos, bit of a runner, nice. Oh, gosh. It's been a lot of that this year as well. Lots of woodwork, lots of near misses. Riyadh comes up, surging with the header. Fortunately, Santos can't really do anything with it and kind of plays it off a defender and come away with it. You just play it long, though, and Matsima's the one there. Plays up to Gaibua, back to Riyadh, out to Sammy, up to Daniels, into Gaibua, and up to Santos. Santos finds Gaibua, Sao, Daniels on a runner. Nothing comes of it. But yeah, I don't have any specific players targeted. I don't even know. I know I won't have much money made available to me. Cessignon with a kind of lousy header just into empty space. They have someone named Bilbao on the field. Irony. Can Bilbao do great things for Bilbao when not playing for Bilbao? Not that way. He's wildly offsides. But Ramazani, who was onside, does manage to get there. Defenders feel a bit lazy from our end. Babangida with a good save as they do get an attempt. But here we are in 90 plus 4 and ticking down just the last couple seconds of the game. Cessignon plays it long, and that's it. Deep sigh of relief. XG pretty even, frankly. We did end up getting the best of it after that initial badness that I called the first half. But in the end, it went the right way. Wow. That game was long. Because I didn't think my lead-in was that long. And yet we're already at the 30-minute mark. Need to send another $1 million to Marseille, based on Sammy playing games. Gabua, good stuff. Yeah, so like I think I'm gonna have a $3 million transfer budget, and that's it. Hamidi is on international duty. I'm not sure exactly what for. Oh, he's with Belgium. Did get called up for the Belgian national team. Good for him. And we have a Division d'Honneur Juvenile match here. I'm not sure if this is still the end of the Division d'Honneur Juvenile or if it's the start of the playoffs. I thought this screen would pop up, and that's why I kept pressing forward. New arrivals. Hamidi was the star of the bunch. B-. 7.71 rating. Made 44 appearances for us. Say largely worth the money. Has continued to develop as he's a perfectionist personality. Don't know how much more he'll be able to develop, but very solid player. Bertrand Traore. Wish he had a bit of a better personality, balanced. That if he was a good personality, he could have been a mentor for several other players. In the end, he was fine. 8 goals, 7 assists. No green rating, but what can you do? We have him under contract for another year. He should play well. Mortalisao is just 21. Got arrows going all kinds of ways now, but they've mostly been going up. Only 11 pace and 10 acceleration, which is, not a death sentence for a center midfielder, but I do like pace everywhere. That vision, that passing, that first touch, still great, but hasn't led to like phenomenal average rating. The fact that they don't like the Jeffrey Santos deal wasn't a good deal. Whatever. This kid's our striker of the future. I love him. Hasn't performed super well, but he is just 19. I don't think he speaks Spanish yet. He speaks good Spanish by now, but yeah. So we finished 7th. We qualified for the Conference League, which, I suppose might be about our level. So maybe we'll be able to make a better run in that next year. We will have our own stadium next year, 33,000 people. Biggest win was a 5 over Luzerne. Big win to remember was a 5 over Galatasaray. And goalie of the year was a strike from Callio in the 13th minute of this 2-1 defeat, I guess. If you lose, is it really that memorable? Reputation hasn't changed. We made about $2 million more in sponsorship, $3 million more in broadcast revenue, $250,000 more in corporate and hospitality, $10 million in competition prize money from the Europa League, and another $250,000 on matchday commercial retail. Sold a lot of jerseys for JJ, Callio, Traore, Gayabua, and Daniels. Spoiler, we played a 4-3-3. Matsimo was fan player of the year. Emmanuel JJ was young player of the year. Hamidi was signing of the year. Callio had goal of the year. JJ was goal scorer of the year. Cessignon, assister of the year. JJ, average rating and players of the match. Matsima, passes completed per. Chad Daniels' hat trick was most goals by a player in a match. Bob Mugita set a new team record for shutouts in a year with 23. Theo Jim set a new record for youngest player at 18 years and 2 days when he came into a Copa del Rey match. We set a new high transfer with Hamidi, and a new outgoing transfer record for Fatabu. All right. Yeah, mid-table, quarterfinals of the Conference League seems fine. Top half finish next year. Yeah, I can accept that. Dynamics, everything seems solid. Social groups, hopefully we can consolidate. Daniels and Santos are close. Gabua, Sammy Traore, and Hamidi are close. There's the rest of the guys. Would like to see those close up. They're happy with everything I've said because I've said the right things, even if I don't necessarily think they're right. Let's take a trip to... Let's go to Portugal this year. We were third in Manager of the Year, despite our feeling like a very mediocre performance. So yeah, that's where we're at. They haven't given me more money yet. Payroll budget is nearly $500,000 under. But hopefully the new facilities, 31,000 seat Malia Stadium that will be opening, hopefully opens on time. And we don't have to pay any rent on it, and we fill it to the brim every game. That would be great. So thank you so much for joining me for another year here in Malia. I don't know what I'm doing with the team going forward. I'm going to keep playing. I'm going to win that European Champions League. I'm going to win La Liga at some point. Well, not at some point, but eventually. But I'm not sure exactly the steps it's going to take to get there. Who all I'm going to have to sell, who I want to buy. But that's the game. That's trying to figure it out. So thanks so much, and I'd love to hear from you if you have anything to say. And I hope you have a very lovely day.